It's actually my, damn. Let me see. Okay, cool. This is my computer. I had to change the which come. I'm gonna put the somebody. I don't know. Listen, I need to stop reading this. I wanted to put the link in. That's when all the everything went crazy, right? I touched something I shouldn't have touched. Then I moved the computer, and then and now I'm rambling. And I'm the only one I'm talking to right now because I see that I'm the only one in the chat, right? But that's okay. Y'all will come in, and if y'all don't, y'all catch it on the replay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get back to it. Okay, I think this is it. Shit sound. If y'all okay. I know YouTube may not even give y'all notification that I'm going back live, so it's all good. Whatever. Here we go.
As the disposition, given where he puts the priority of paying support. He does have a history of frequently needing show causes and bench warrants, so that his actions are true to his words regarding the priority of support. So I would find this factor favors the mother. The next factor is the length of time the child has lived in a stable, satisfactory environment and the desirability of maintaining continuity. Mom has testified regarding her living situation. She is remarried, has a family unit at the house. Dad did not provide testimony as to what his living situation is, where he lives, who he lives with, what the arrangement is like. And additionally, the child has not been there in quite some time anyways. Therefore, as to this factor, it favors the mother. The next factor is the permanence as a family unit of the existing or proposed custodial home or homes. Mom testified she intends to remain at her current residence as a family unit.
Somebody just told me y'all can't hear me, but why wouldn't you be able to hear me? Hello? Let me see. You should be able to hear me. Would you be able to hear me? Hello? Okay, yeah, I can hear me. Okay. Not sure what's going on, but let me just finish playing. Oh, maybe I have another live going. Let me see. Y'all might be on the wrong one. Let's see, live. No, this one only went for 23 seconds. Let me see it. Oh man. Look, that. Yeah, that only went for 23 seconds. Okay. Anyway, there we go.
Dad did not provide any testimony as to what his future plans are regarding the custodial home. Therefore, this factor favors the mother. The next factor is the moral fitness of the parties involved. Mom has raised concerns regarding Dad's moral fitness. To Dad's credit, he is honest about issues with getting upset and then acting inappropriately, saying inappropriate things. Clearly, his actions and his words run into difficulty when he is upset, and he's acknowledged that he has trouble controlling that. He's had some of these outbursts in front of the child. When you look at his actions and his testimony, I do believe that this factor favors the mother. The next factor is the mental and physical health of the parties involved. There was really no medical testimony regarding any diagnosis for either party in mental health. Neither party appears to have any sort of physical barrier to their ability to parent. There's certainly some questions regarding, is there something going on that causes dad to behave the way he does? It's probably certainly an issue that should be addressed and resolved. But based on this evidence, I don't believe there is evidence to show any concrete mental health or physical health issues that impair the parent's ability to parent. So I'm going to find that this factor is equal. Next factor is the home, school, and community record of the child. Mom testified regarding the child's schooling as well as extracurricular activities. Testimony is that dad has not been active in the schooling, is not apparently willing to be active given the school location and concerns with what he perceives to be the school's liberal agenda. So given dad's lack of involvement in the child's schooling and extracurricular activities and mom's actual involvement in those activities, this factor favors the mother. The next factor is a reasonable preference of the child. If the child is of sufficient age to express a preference, the child...
He is losing everything. But do y'all think he expected anything different? He don't even look like he's upset. And this might be the way for him to, he thought, to get her back in his life so he could see her once yet again. Because he couldn't have thought he was going to win. And, you know, I want to talk about, because I'm going to put the link in. We know she winning. The fact that these men say that the court is automatically on the woman's side. And most lawyers, though, I'm sorry, most judges are men. But not even that. Even most lawyers are men. The rule makers, most of the rule makers, the lawmakers are men. So the idea that they said, oh, but the court is already, you know, on the woman's side. These men don't really want to have that conversation because they know that shit not true. And so they'll be very dismissive. And then when I question them and I'm like, I'm ready to break it down, somebody will come up, interfere and talk about, well, I'll give you that. No, but I'm not giving it to them. These motherfucking men in this space do not want to have a real conversation because the law in this goddamn country is written by men. We could see it even right today in Florida. DeSantis is over there creating all kinds of fucked up laws, but it don't matter fucked up or not. He is doing it. Getting shit passed in the middle of the night, setting up little groups of people who he chose to be in charge of shit. So all of this mess that these men complain about is created by men. And they should understand that, right? Because when we get on these panels, the first thing they talk about when they deal with children is that the woman should be responsible. I should be able to get the child after it's 12, is the bullshit these men believe. And I'm thinking, why would you believe that? My son couldn't get that shit off. Like, what you mean? The first 12 years of a child's life is very important. So a man want to come in and start taking care of the child after the child essentially already knows how to walk and potty train and talk, and like they really self-sufficient at 12. You know, they even know how to cook if they've been taught to cook by age 12. So that nonsense when they come in talking about, well, I got the child at 12. I mean, that's a great thing. But I wouldn't brag on it if you wasn't in that child life before age 12. You know, but it's better than nothing. Okay. Here we go.
This matter is only 5 years old. and is not of sufficient age to express a preference. The next factor is the willingness and ability of each of the parties to facilitate and encourage a close and continuing parent-child relationship between the child and the other parent. We've heard the testimony of the things that Dad has said to Mom about.
See, you probably wonder why the lawyer cared about him, thinking that he want the mother dead, right? You're probably thinking, well, that don't have no bearing on the case. But if the dad admits that he can't stand the mom and wishes that she was dead and wouldn't care if she died today or tomorrow, well, now we see why that was very important. And that's why it's not going to favor him at all.
Mom, some of those in front of the child, things about Mom, wishing Mom was dead, as well as just his general treatment of Mom in front of the child.
You got to be embarrassed.
Based on the testimony, I do believe this factor favors the mother, as Dad does not seem to encourage that continuing relationship given his statements and comments. The next factor is domestic violence. Dad has a conviction just back in December of 2022. And even more severe than that is the fact that that happened right in front of the child. This factor clearly favors the mother. Dad is shown by that incident, especially his behavior, not just to Mom, but to the waitress. He's talked about his feeling about females in general, saying that today's generation is dumb whores.
That's it. Isn't that what we hear these men say also? This generation of this generation of that. That's all they keep saying, this generation. And I'm thinking, first of all, the prior generation wasn't so much different. And when I say that, I'm saying that a lot of these men are over-exaggerating shit. They're over-exaggerating. Okay? How do they know what women were doing back then? Not only that, but because we didn't have the internet, even I didn't know what a massive group of women were doing back then. You see? So the only difference is really that we have the internet and people can record themselves doing whatever it is that they feel like doing. Whether good, bad, indifferent. Okay? This dumbass, man.
He consistently uses derogatory language towards Mom and towards women. Parties currently have joint legal custody. But when analyzing the best interest factors and the relationship of these parties, I'm going to recommend that Mom be awarded sole legal custody. It is not.
Oh, he just lost custody of his child. See, both of them had joint legal custody. That means legally, he could have went and picked up that child. Right? And now he just lost legal custody of his child. Mother now has sole custody of that child, legal custody.
Reasonable to expect her to work together with Mr. Trevor to make those important medical and schooling decisions, given his treatment of her and their history together. He, even beyond that, again, the domestic violence situation, he also acknowledges inappropriate touching and sexual behavior and comments. And it just would not be appropriate to require Mom to have to seek his co-input on those decisions. given his behavior as well as what's really been his lack of involvement with the minor child. So I am recommending that legal custody be changed to sole legal with mom. Recommend that mom continue to have the primary physical custody. And as for parenting time, it is my recommendation that parenting time be supervised. And I'm recommending supervision at Safe Haven. I'm recommending 2 visits per month at Safe Haven.
So not only is his custody supervised, but it's supervised by somebody at whatever this place called Safe Haven. And you know what that means? Money. He gonna have to pay money. Even if he don't show up, he gonna have to pay them people. Whoever get hired to supervise, he got to pay that up front. And if he don't show up, that's okay. They still gonna get paid. So, but these men or whomever, even if it's a woman, want to play games, just know that this shit is not what you think it is. It's not going to work out the way you think it is, and there's going to be some money involved in this shit. That's why, look, I don't think he cared. That's why he ain't got no lawyer. She cared. She cared. She wanted to make sure she didn't lose her daughter. She wanted to make sure it went by right. Remember, he the one that brought this fort to the court. She wanted to make sure she got what she wanted and was treated fairly. He didn't care because he didn't get no lawyer. Okay? He didn't care at all. He don't even look like he mad.
And the duration of at least 1 hour up to 3 hours, depending on what Safe Haven can accommodate with their schedule.
Not Safe Haven going to tell him how long he can see his daughter on a day. Whether it's going to be 1 hour or 3 hours. And I remember somebody was complaining about that. Doing some big major celebrity back in the day. I'm not sure if it was, I don't think it was, I'm not sure who it was, right? I can't remember, but it was somebody big. I was about to say O.J. Simpson, but I don't think it was him, right? It may have been, no, but they was complaining that they were supposed to have time with the children. And I think it was up for murder or some shit like that. But they still were supposed to see supervised visits with the children. And they were complaining because the people who were supposed to be supervising wouldn't let them have their entire visit. Like they may only allow 1 hour this day, or maybe the full 2 or 3 hours that day. But the judge just said it depends on their schedule. So now, see, you ain't only get the judge involved, but now the judge is about to get a shitload of people involved in your parenting, in your life. Inconvenient. Because before, this man could have called her up and said, hey, I would like to see my daughter. And if she would have said no, and he called the next week, and then he would have been able to go to court to say, see, Your Honor, I've been calling to try to get visits. She won't let me see. Then it would look bad on her. But now, he don't even have that. Now, his dates go by the court. Okay? They go by the court. He only gets to see his daughter now twice a month, supervised at a place. And if that place is far away from him, so who gives a fuck? That's what it is. And it's his fault.
As well as the party's schedule. The parents are to contact Safe Haven and perform the intake. Safe Haven then works to schedule times that work for both parties. This also allows no contact between the parties to set those visits up and make those exchanges. But
now he lost contact with her too.
Both parties do need to contact Safe Haven then to perform that intake. so they can work on starting those visits. There still is a PPO in place, so there is no contact at this time between the parties, but it is my recommendation that once the parties are allowed to have contact, that their contact be solely through our family wizard.
So,
I'm also going to recommend that a new child support recommendation be prepared.
uh-oh.
The parties must submit their financial information to the front of the court within 21 days.
That's what you don't like.
And also that the child support would indicate 0 overnights for dad.
Uh-oh. I mean, he got to pay with no overnight. He don't get no overnights. He can't even use, well, I'm not paying because I can't get no overnight. Nah, you gonna pay. I'll go to jail.
I'm not going to order any sort of specific wean off of supervised visits plan. I think the burden is going to be on dad to exercise his visits, show that he can exercise his visits appropriately, and show that he is making necessary changes to move away from supervised visits and into a different level of parenting time. I think clearly there is a roadmap of how that can be done. I'm not going to order counseling for dad, but that certainly is going to be something that if a change in parenting time is requested.
Yep. So the reason why the court not going to order it, because if he can't afford it, then the state is liable for it, right? So what they're saying to him is, I'm not going to order this, but you better do something if you want to be in this child life. I think the judge don't think he care about that child. That's why I think he's probably like not giving him the benefits that he can get. You see what I'm saying? He already told the judge he don't believe in therapy. So it would be ridiculous for the state to take on that burden on his behalf when they know that he's not really into it. They would only be paying for it for him to show up. So he went there and harmed himself completely. He lost all control. He gets to control nobody no more. He don't get to control her. He don't get to control his daughter. He don't get to control if he can see his daughter or none of that.
The court would take a good long consideration of whether or not that has happened, as well as a report that his probation is completed successfully, that he was an active participant in his men's group. So there are certainly ways to make changes down the road, but at this time, given the evidence before the court, I don't believe anything else is appropriate other than the visits at Safe Haven at this time. Mr. Saffold, do you have any question regarding the court's recommendation?
No, Your Honor. No.
Thank you. Mr. Trevor, do you have any questions?
Yeah, is this appealable?
Yes, sir. So both parties have the right to object to this recommendation. You have 21 days to object. You will be given all of the information in the packet that is sent to you from the front of the court that'll tell you how to file an objection to this decision.
Okay.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing additional then, the court will go off the record. Thank you to everyone for appearing today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let me put the link in. This was a good one. I think it was a good one. I kind of like this. It was long. It was long, that's for sure. I gotta stop that. Okay, that's why that was black over there. I was wondering what that was. Yeah, it was long, but we saw a man. I mean, he was arrogant as fuck. He was cussing. He didn't give a damn, and it comes back to bite him. See, it seems to me that we have a group of people who don't understand that you could be yourself, right? Everything about yourself If you love it, I like it, right? But you cannot be yourself everywhere if you happen to be one of these people who just is fully against what the societal norms. And you could go and you could be one of them people. Like, I have people in my family who cuss every other word. Like, I'm not even joking. They'll be sitting there like, yeah, motherfucker, you know, I did this. Yep. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to say. And I don't care. Yep. Fuck these bitches out here. Yeah. Life is hard, motherfucker. Life is hard. Like, every other word is a cuss word. I'm not even joking. Right? You sit down at the table and it's just it's something different. You know what I mean? Because most people don't handle themselves like that. But even those people in my family do not speak like that when they get out into what we call the real world. When they around teachers, when they go to stores, you know, they know how to speak to people regularly. They understand that there's things that you can't say because that shit not acceptable. And whether it's not acceptable because, you know, you're looking for a job and you need the people to hire you. And so you know to turn that shit off. And so, but in today's society, we have groups of people who think, well, this is who I am and it is what it is and you won't have to like it. No, nobody have to like it. Somebody do have to be able to want to put up with it though. Unless you're going to create your own business, make your own money. And even if you create your own business, you still got to deal with people. You still got to deal with customers, still got to deal with vendors, still got to deal with others. And so you won't have a successful business if the people who do business with you don't want to do business with you no more. So I'm just saying, I hear people say, nah, I'm the same online as I am off. I don't know. I'm hoping not. Like, I truly hope not. You know, but let me, this was a good one. Let me put the link out as soon as I find the chat. I think the chat might be under this one. Yeah, it should be under here. Okay, what's going on? I am Letitia. What's going on? Peace. We have Carmel in the house. Amatula, how you doing, my sister? We got Miss Mimi in the house. How you doing? Y'all, Miss Mimi and I are gonna be doing something this. I can't remember if it's Friday or Saturday, but she's gonna be doing, well, maybe she'll come up and tell y'all what she's gonna be doing. I'm gonna post it on the Witchcom board as well. I just have to talk to her. She's gonna be doing some readings, y'all. We're gonna be doing some things fun this weekend. I have a headache, but I just hubby made me some fries. Anyway, this was a good one. If y'all missed it earlier, y'all go through it. It is long, but if you want the link directly to the video, let me know. I think y'all saw what the name of it was, so you could find it. And it's long. That guy was crazy, and he didn't look like he cared about his daughter. Okay. Look like somebody said something, but I can't. Yeah, we miss Miss Mimi. But Miss Mimi been doing her thing, okay? Oh Lord. So yeah, I kind of like that one, you know. I like it. These men, and what's weird to me is that most of the judges that I've been watching are men. They have some good judges, and they're men. And especially when it comes to family court. I think the lady we watched the day before yesterday, in the she's criminal, and she's a Black woman, right? She's criminal court, and she's nice to them people, you know. But she break it down to them for real, okay. But the family court is usually men. That's what I've run into in the ones that I ended up liking, and so these are not women who are making these decisions, who are giving the woman custody. But I've also ran into some where we see that the man got custody. So I love that one because it proved that she probably thought just because she was a woman, she probably assumed she was going to get custody. Because think about it, that's what we hear all over the place. Oh, the women get custody. Oh, yeah, the women get custody. The women get custody. Oh, yeah, the women get custody. I know I hope I wasn't sounding mean that day, but when I said, no, it's not true, because it's not true. And the reason I say that, because we have some women who should not have custody, y'all. We got children being abused, murdered. Okay? We could talk about what men are doing all day. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about what they're doing. I don't want to talk about what women doing either. That's why I prefer to just run the tape. Let's listen to what's going on, Let's just run the tape, hear what's going on, and see that it's not just Black women. It's not just Black men. It's not just white women. It's not just white men. What's going on? Who came up? Hey, Miss Mimi, how you doing, sis?
Hey, what's up?
Now, how you been?
I've been doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just telling everybody. So we said we're gonna do it Friday or Saturday. Which one?
Well, you said Friday. Which day do you want to do?
It's up to you. Let me see. We don't have my grandson this weekend, so it's up to you.
No, you tell me what's good for you.
What do you have a preference or no?
No, I don't.
Okay. Because if it's Friday, then it's gonna be later in the evening. And if it's Saturday, then we could pick any time, afternoon upwards. So that's what I'm saying. People work on Friday, but they'll be off at a certain time. So
All right, so you want to do it? So do you want to do it Saturday, like maybe like in the afternoon?
Is that a good time for you?
Yeah.
Well, first let's tell
anytime we're-
everybody. Let's talk about what we're gonna do. I guess we'll see how many people might be interested. We're also gonna put it in the column. But go ahead, tell them what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna be doing past life readings on here. Anybody interested in getting a past life reading done? Because that's what we'll be doing is Saturday, right, Bomb?
Yeah, Saturday. Okay. Yeah. So Miss Mimi started her business, y'all, and she offer readings, right? Different types of readings. So she said, "Hey, Bomb, let's have some fun with it. Let's offer some readings to people, right?" And so I was like, "Cool. I think there'll be some people into it." Now, there's gonna be some people not into it because they might be more religious,
Right.
but then there are gonna be people who are into it. So I know you have a Etsy, right? A Etsy shop offering it already.
Yeah. And what I was also gonna do to make it fun too, I already started it. I already did readings for the month of October for every sign. I just got, did a paragraph on what to expect in your love life, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single.
What did you put that at?
So I already did the reading this morning, like the readings for all the zodiac signs on their love life. Yeah, so I wrote it down, and so I could read that, like what to expect for the month of October, and then we can do the past life readings. I'll start with you, and then for other people who want to do it.
Okay. So yeah, if y'all interested, I'm gonna put it on the board so we can let people know. I guess you and I come up with a time so we can have a time and a title and everything. But I'm interested in, I've never had a reading or anything by anybody before. But if y'all want a personal private reading, then you should hit her up on an Etsy shop. So
Yeah.
put your link in. So Because I think a lot of people, you don't think, I think a lot of people might want a private reading on certain things, you know?
Yeah,
And
like
might,
I wouldn't, yeah, like I wouldn't come on here and talk about like you see, like for instance, what I'm doing with the 12 zodiac signs on relationship, it's
mhm,
not personalized, it's just general. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
general, so it doesn't get into too many details. But the personalized readings are good, and that's why I thought like doing the past life readings are better to do live is because it's not so personal where it gets deep down into your business. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It just goes into like, you know, where you're from, you know, struggles that you may have faced, um, you know, how that's affecting your life today. Um, you know, like different things. Like if you have a karmic relationship now, which is a relationship that, you know, you learn a lesson from, how you are with people, if you have phobias or if you traveled a lot on ships, you may have a love for an ocean or you may not. So it goes into like all of that stuff. It's not a
Oh,
long
okay.
reading at all. It's not a long reading at all. It's about maybe like I would say a 3 to 5 minute reading
Mm-hmm.
per person. So it's not too long
Okay,
or
okay.
anything like that. And it's pretty cool. I've done it for I did a couple for my customers. I did it for my daughter, and I've even done it for my husband. And it's crazy because a lot of the stuff that I was reading, like with the past life stuff, it
Mm-hmm.
related to like what's going on with them today. Like stuff that they like, and they're like, oh, so that's why I like that. Or it could be like a culture that you were from or a religion. You're like, oh, maybe that's why I like this, or maybe that's why I like that. Because your soul remembers.
Right. Okay. That sounds cool. I think
Yeah.
we can do it Saturday. I think because we'll add it in with a few other things also that, you know, I know people like the trivial that we do. And that way we just make it just a fun day, you know? At,
Yeah.
so if you want to do it early or if you want to do it like uh later, it's up to you. We you and I talk, so we'll get it so we can
Yeah.
advertise it. Yeah. But I think it'll be fun. Um, so how's the nieces? How everybody doing? The husband and
Everybody's
everybody.
doing everybody's doing good.
That's good.
Thank
That's
God.
good.
Everybody's good.
Yeah.
School just started, so things are quiet right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that's right. You know, we some of y'all when I first met y'all, y'all had kids and they was in school. Now
Yeah.
some of y'all no longer even your kids are out of school. Like verbal, her daughter's like in college. You know what I'm saying? I know you one of yours too, right? I think one of you is both of yours in college or one
No,
is college age.
my youngest
Mhm,
is in high school, and my oldest, she's not sure if she what she wants to do. She just signed up for school for
mhm.
college, but she's not sure like what she wants to start. But if she starts, she won't be starting till like the spring.
Oh, okay. So that's you know, of course we all got to make decisions and figure it out. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You
Yep.
know, but yeah, everybody it seemed like another year, another adult is springs up on us. They started out being
Yep.
children and now they little adults, young adults. Yeah. Um, yeah. I know I remember when listen, I've been knowing I am for a while. And I remember when his son was like, you know what I mean? Like I remember him talking about his son. His son was probably, I think I know he was, I don't even know if he was in high school yet, because we talking at least 8 years. So
Right.
um I think he probably it was before he went to high school, if I'm correct, I am. And now his son is in playing football for a university. Man,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, and I'd be almost like a proud grandma without being their grandma, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like even before I had my grandma, I'd be sitting over here listening to people talk about their children. And I'd be like, I remember when their dad and mothers was talking about them. I remember Mr. Cav's daughter when she was like 3, 4. He was talking about her. And I think she just entered middle school. So they go.
Wow, they get big so fast.
I know it happened so fast. Like I remember, like Leaky was just brought in the house. You know, everybody would watch me singing to him and rocking him to sleep, changing his butt. Like I've done all of that, you know. And he's 4 years old.
Wow, that flew by.
That flew by real fast. Because sometimes I can't even believe it. I'll be like, damn, I just remember, you know? It seemed like it was just yesterday. But anyway, so the name of your shop is how you pronounce it?
Oh, Magical. So it's Magical with the K. Like you can just go on the app and you can where it says shop, you can just put in Magical Mimi with the Magicals with the K, or you can just put in the www.magicalmimi.etsy.com, or you could do it that way. Yeah.
I wonder if I put you in my favorites. Let me check. Wait, you got to put the link. Why the link not showing like a link? Let me see if I could do it. Like a clickable link. Let's see. No, it didn't click as a link. Let me do it again. I think I got to put the other stuff before it. Let me delete that. Remove. And put the HTTPS. I think it is a S.
Is it an S?
It probably should be because it's secured. Let me see. Let me go to it and see. Let me remove that. Let me go look. Secure site should have an S in front of it. Okay, so it did it the opposite. When I went to it, it put the Etsy.com shop and then so I'm not following your shop. I thought I did though. I am now though. Okay, cool.
Oh, I just got the notification.
Yeah, I thought I did it. I thought you gave me a link before. Did you? I thought I followed you then. Okay, let's see, y'all. Let's see. Paste. Okay. Now it's linkable. Okay, now it's a link.
Okay, I see it. Thank you so much, Mom.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So y'all, we gonna be supportive of Miss Mimi, okay, in her journey to doing what it is that she's doing, and we're gonna have some fun with it on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, anything else? What you see? I need to come that way next summer. I am coming to New York to buy some fabric.
I would love it. Yes.
We actually need to set up something, y'all. So we need to oh, you said you did it? What you did? Oh, you added the link? Oh, maybe I didn't see it. Did she do it earlier? Oh no, I didn't see it. Anyway, oh, you mean you girl, that Etsy shit is over there. It's hard as hell. You know, I'm trying to set up an Etsy account, right? They want me to put up pictures. They want 10 pictures. They like, put up the pictures. They tell me some of the pictures I tried to put up, they were like, they put a warning on them. I guess they wasn't either big enough or bright enough. I'm like, oh my God.
Are you serious? Oh, for what you do is harder.
Yeah. So I'm also digitizing stuff. Like y'all see me creating embroidery files. I'm thinking about going that way, and also maybe selling my patterns to my bags, you know. I'm thinking about it. To be honest, that seemed like the most logical things to sell, because there's a lot of people who create and they'll sew everything, right? And it's like almost like passive income. Like I make the pattern, I make sure everything good with it, of course, and then I sell it. You know, especially since people raising their prices of those products, it's ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Motherfuckers want no more $20 for a pattern. people don't even pay that for patterns, for clothing that have many options, different sizes. You know, people usually wait till they go on sale. Even if they're not on sale, you got a 50% coupon on them at all times. So you automatically get like 50% off if you buy it when it's not on sale. And when it is on sale, a pattern may cost you $6.
Wow.
And that's for the most expensive one, which is happen to be what's the name of that company? I only have one of those patterns. Those patterns are so expensive that even I don't buy them. And even when they're on sale, they $5.99, $6, and I still think that's too much. Because McCall's and Simplicity, when theirs on sale, they're $2.99.
Right.
You know? So I forget the name. It's this one. And I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I just think once you learn patterns, there's only but so many patterns really exist. And then what they'll do, they'll put out this pattern. Let's say this pattern number is 1, and it's a shirt, right? With a regular, let's say, button-down shirt. Well, then they'll make another pattern. We're going to call it 2. And 2 will be the same pattern, except they'll add a different sleeve, like a puff sleeve to it. And then they'll do 3, right? 3 is the same pattern as 1 and 2, but it's not a shirt anymore. Now it's a vest. You see, now it's a vest. So it's essentially the shirt without sleeves at all. But what I'm saying, essentially, all the patterns are pretty much the same. And so what they do, they'll put a pretty picture, picture of a woman in it. But if you would have saw last year's pattern, it's the same goddamn pattern, except they put a different picture on it. Might make it look a little fancier. And people, so I was like in the beginning, I think it's like 3 years ago, y'all, I went pattern crazy because it was on sale. And I went there and I was like, okay, I like this. Then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make it for my sister. So I need it in a larger size. And then I said, suppose somebody want me to make it and they're smaller. See, that's 3 different patterns because the way they range, they might have the extra small to a size, let's say 8. And then from a 10 to a 14 or 16. And then they got this 18 to 24. Even though it's the same pattern, it's different sizes. And so I went crazy doing that shit. And because they were just $1.99 or $2.99, I did buy them in different sizes. I haven't made none of them motherfucking patterns. And then what I did is learn how to make my own patterns. So now I don't even need those patterns. So, if I was thinking, I had no idea I would start drafting patterns though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one day I watched the video, I was like, oh shit, this is simple. Thinking, and then before I even learned how to draft the pattern, I learned how to what they call what is called grading the pattern. Instead of me buying 3 different patterns, the same pattern 3 times, just for a larger size or a smaller size, I learned to grade it down or up, which means it's so simple. I'm ashamed that I bought all those different sizes because all I had to do was look at one video, and that shit's simple. The pattern and a credit card, y'all, something small like a card to grade up or down a pattern. That's how simple that shit is. But anyway, I know I'm talking things you don't know. So tell me,
I don't know.
I know, look, what did you learn about your past life? Was it something juicy? Was it something good? Did you learn something about yourself?
I learned that in my past life, I was from Jerusalem. I grew up in biblical times, so stuff that were prominent in the Bible, I was around for, like the crucifixion of Jesus. So that's probably why, and it made sense because I don't like to watch violence. what else did it say? Oh, I spent a lot of time on ships. I traveled a
Mm.
lot on ships, and I had a traumatic. So I had a baby, and something traumatic happened to the baby. So that could be why I was like overly protective of my kids. And I forgot what the other ones were. Because when I did mine, I didn't pull too many cards. I just pulled like a couple and then I put them back.
Uh-huh.
So it was pretty interesting.
Okay. I see some people gave you 5 stars, y'all. Over there. She got some good ratings over there, y'all. So y'all make sure if you want to read, check out Miss Mimi. Okay.
Thank you, Bomb.
Yeah. You just got when you go now you got to do what I do, right? You go over, since you don't have a channel, go over to other people and introduce yourself and get on their panels, and
I was thinking
then
about starting a channel
Mhm.
because what I want to do is I have an extra room and I wanted to just dedicate the room to that stuff because I wanted to start making like spiritual baths and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I gotta really clean out that room because we have like storage in there. So I was thinking about doing that and then setting up a camera where I do like where I can do like the monthly readings for each sign, and then also do live readings where they cash app me whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'll just come up with an amount and I'll pick a topic on what to do a reading on and do it that way.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see it. I need to check it out. I know something happened yesterday with the Queen Maker over there with B. Taylor. And because when I was over there playing around on Witchcom this morning, that's what they were talking about. So apparently there's a lady, I know you haven't been here much, Miss Mimi, but there's a woman who called herself the Queen Maker, and she is now convincing women, and this is only what the men say. Now, I don't know, right? Some women say it too. I don't know because I haven't heard her. So I'm trying to be fair to everybody, right? But what I heard them say is that she's convincing women to be with women. Now, somebody put a little clip up today and they claim, because she said, well, I'm not encouraging women to be with men. See, they took that out of context. In that instance, because I remember that interview what she did with the Saint and the Sinner. He was asking something about women being with men, right? His question was something along that lines. And she's like, I'm not encouraging women to be with men. Because she isn't she says she's not talking about the men. She's only referencing the women. So
Right.
they took her saying, I'm not encouraging women to be with men. They took that to mean, in the instance in the video that I saw earlier, they was trying to claim that she's trying to say women should be with women. But that's not what she was saying in that instance.
Right.
Now, they say, though, that she had mentioned something about women communing together and that's what we should do. And she referenced some baboon or something, people in the jungle. I don't know, y'all. And, but there's some women who are against her, some women who are for her. I'm not neither against her nor for her, right? And that's because I don't know her. I honestly haven't listened to her. What I will say, though, is that she's management. She's saying the same thing I've heard the men say.
Right.
Like, but when Kevin was saying it, women was against it. A woman is saying it, and they are for it. And so I'm confused on whether they just not hear what she's saying, or are they just like, I'm gonna be honest, a little bit of me want to be on her side because I'm thinking she's against she's doing what the men are doing, and she should be able to. If the men could do it and make money, she should be able to. If that white girl Pearly Things can do it and make money from it, then she should be doing it and should be able to do it. That's my thinking, as far as that. But I don't know. I haven't broken down what she says. I have heard her say certain things on certain panels. A lot of things she say, I can agree with. Just like Kevin used to say some things that I agree with.
Yeah.
Because we all can say things that people agree with, but essentially what Kevin was doing, it is talking out of both sides of his mouth. He would tell a woman, hey, if you want a man, why would you want a man who make that amount of money if you don't make that amount of money? How you gonna get a man like that if you're not around men like that? So I think we all can agree with that, right? If I'm not around basketball players, but I get online and tell y'all I want a basketball player for a husband, then you all would think I'm crazy. Y'all would be like, well, how you gonna get a basketball player if there's none of them around you? See, so that makes sense. How can I expect a wealthy man if I'm not even in the area, nowhere in areas where wealthy men would be? So I've heard him say that. But then if a woman came on and said, well, I'm okay with the man, just being a hardworking man who have goals in place, and we all gonna just strive to make our dreams come true, When a woman said that to him, he would beat up on her and tell her the same thing. Basically, he would tell the woman who wanted 100K. He would tell her, well, how are you gonna be able to afford a family? Do you want to get married? Do you want children? Oh, well, you're gonna be okay with him making $50,000, but you know how much it costs to have a family, ma'am? So he was against women, period.
Yeah.
So she could never say something right. Hey, Mr. Cab. You see what I'm saying? She could never say anything right. If y'all got a video, though, y'all put the video, we can listen. I would like to hear. Something happened over there with her name, B-Tail. Let me check it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up, y'all. Maybe I should change the title of this, and if we're gonna review that, because I think, let me find it first, because I may do that, y'all. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna have to change the title, which means, let's see, B-Taylor. B-Taylor and the Queen Maker. Her name is, let me see. So, B-Taylor, 16 hours ago, the Ingo Priscilla, the Queen. Okay. I mean, how long is it? Oh, it's 4 hours. We ain't going through no 4 hours. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Goddamn well. Okay, y'all, listen. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna start over. Ms. Mimi, hit me up because I'm not sure if you're coming back, but
yeah, I'm coming back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all, we're gonna start over and we're gonna review